That was Sarah Green, wasn't it? That was
It
she was
probably
what?
was. Yep. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this new stream of utter weirdness. We have Batman and we have his most lordly lordship, Nomad. He who holds the stories. Yes, you get that.
Lordship? What the hell is that?
Well, I think it means that you are.
Ew.
Oh,
Really ew.
all right, we're gonna start with a stupid story to start with. All right,
Mhm.
Right.
because well, none of these stories are really all that good. All right, January 6th panel subpoenas Secret Service for erased texts. The House Committee
Well-
investigating the Capitol riot has subpoenaed the Secret Service for text messages agents reportedly deleted around January 6th, 2021, as the panel probes Donald Trump's actions at the time of the deadly siege. Come on, folks.
There's only dead one person, and she got shot by a fucking copper.
You gotta be kidding me.
Fucking hell.
Oh, committee chairman Representative Bernie Thompson, Democrat from Mississippi, said the committee understands the messages had been erased. Thompson outlined an aggressive timeline for the production of the documents by Tuesday. The USSS erased text messages from January 5th and 6th, 2021 as part of a device replacement program. Okay. Then
Okay.
what's your bitch?
Well,
Nancy
before you do,
Pelosi.
fair point. Before you do realise that the United States Secret Service, which was what that thing was, is basically it's just saying it's us. You notice that, don't you? So they're actually admitting it was them. It's us.
I thought it's the USSS.
Exactly, us.
No, actually, it stands for the United Soviet Socialist States.
The subpoenas come hours after the nine-member panel received a closed briefing from the watchdog for the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees the Secret Service. Lawmakers were briefed about his findings that the Secret Service deleted text messages from around January 6th. All right, according to two people familiar with the matter. The finding raised the startling prospect of lost evidence that could shed further light on Donald Trump's actions during the insurrection.
And maybe they might catch the person who murdered AOC. Because she got killed on January the 6th.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and she got PTSD.
And the
Yeah.
next story is about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Please tell
don't
me.
worry.
Old flat face herself.
Oh, please tell me it's about the Latino arse.
No.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
No. The Inspector General has first requested the electronic communications on February 26th after the migration was well underway. In other words, there was a turnover, all right, to the new president, and they were redoing all resetting everything, which is normal, okay? A normal part of the procedures, and yet these idiots they intentionally erase things. No, it's a lot different from when you subpoena a server and the guy then, after receiving the subpoena, all right, goes out there and erases that server. Or did you guys in the left think that I had forgotten about that somehow? With Hillary Clinton? All right, an actual device that had been subpoenaed, and after the subpoena had been received and enacted, you guys deleted an entire server. And yet you come back with something like this. They were deleting text messages. They hey, dude, if you're gonna say that, because it was on February 28th, then it was Biden's administration that was doing this, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just pointing this
Yeah,
out.
but it was obviously being influenced by the evil Trumpness.
Yeah. As long as you read
They-
between the lines.
Yes, read what you wrote, what you yourself wrote between the lines.
Exactly.
These people are just dumb. They're dumb, and what's sad is the mob, the vast majority of Americans that don't want to listen to politics because they're morons. Now, I can understand why people don't like politics. I really can.
So everybody from Utah then.
It's no. I'm not talking about the idiots from
Oh,
Utah.
sorry, morons. Sorry.
not Mormons. What the hell?
I bet the Osmonds are pleased about that.
Yeah. By the way, just to point out, you do realise that the Mormons are actually mispronounced with their name. They literally should be called morons because it was the Archangel Moroni. So technically, calling them morons is accurate. Did you not know that? Wow. Cool.
Jensen, I don't think calling them morons is a good idea.
Why? There's the Archangel Moroni. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It's only lately it's become an insulting term.
I don't know.
Instead of actually...
I don't know when the term moron became part of the American lexicon, but I think it was. It's been around for quite a while.
Oh,
and the Mormons existed sort of around, I think, 1600. So I think let's assume that moron and the Mormons came about around the same time.
You just want us up there and call them Mormons. You
I
want to call
do.
them Mormons. You want to call the Mormons morons. That's all you want to do.
Dude, I do. I've actually said, I had two of their elders come round and they were trying to, air quotes, convert me. Just enjoy that as a concept.
yeah.
I actually turned around to them and asked them, so everything you got came from the Archangel Moroni? And they're like, yes, it's true. So why aren't you guys called morons? And they left. They literally packed up their stuff and left. And they never came back. So that's what you need to do if you want to get rid of them all, by the way. Okay?
So I like the Mormons. That they're actually unfailingly polite.
Yes.
And
It's very true.
you can't get them angry.
Oh no, you
I
can.
don't know, I came close.
You can get them angry.
Can't over here.
Trust me, you can get them angry. I've done
Well,
it.
yeah, over there.
Okay, are we ready to go on for the story of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah, and before you do, if it's not the same one that I'm thinking of, in your DMs is another one for you to have a look at.
When's she going to take?
What's he doing
Hey,
to me?
you know the when bank robbers wear those stocky nylon masks.
Yeah,
When's Cortez going to take hers off?
good question, actually.
Okay, this is going to become the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez show, apparently.
Oh, so you like that one then?
Oh,
goody.
God.
Let me add that to the list here now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't gone live on Discord with this.
No, we're not going.
Yeah, it's no problem. No hardship.
There's a reason why I'm not going live on Discord.
There's no hardship with it. MC. Sorry, no nads. Doesn't matter.
The reason I'm not going live on Discord is because I had done that earlier in the day and it killed the entire stream.
Yes.
All right, now it may have just been a coincidence. All right, but I didn't want to risk it.
Probably bad juju.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it from that standpoint, yeah. All right, let's go. Thanks, Batman. Let's go on to the next story, shall we?
Yeah.
Ocasio-Cortez. Progressives call on Schumer and Pelosi to strip SCOTUS of abortion jurisdiction.
Oh, that.
A group of House progressives led by Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Mordare Jones, Democrat from New York, all right, called on the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, I should say Lush actually, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, all right, to strip the Supreme Court of its abortion jurisdiction. We write you to urge your support for restricting the Supreme Court's appellate jurisdiction in the areas of abortion, marriage equality, non-productive, procreative intimacy, and contraception, the lawmakers wrote in a letter to congressional leaders. Okay. Now, I want some things fully understood here. Congress, the United States Congress, does have this authority.
Mm-hmm.
They can literally remove the jurisdiction, all right, of something like this. Okay?
Huh?
Now, the morons who suggest this, right, don't realize what that means. If you remove the jurisdictions from the federal courts, you can't say, well, SCOTUS can't hear this, but the rest of the federal courts can. Okay?
Yeah.
But they can remove this.
SCOTUS is the Supreme Court of the United States, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
But the rest of the court, that makes no sense whatsoever.
What? What makes no sense?
I mean, it makes no sense.
What doesn't make any sense?
That you said the Supreme Court can't hear this, but the rest of the court system can.
Right. Well, no, the rest of the federal court system. That's what I was trying to point out. If they come back and say that the Supreme Court can't hear this case, it applies to the entire federal judiciary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so what's that leave? They can't hear the case.
Oh, I know. Hold on. I know. Sharia courts.
No, you have state
Don't
courts.
make jokes.
Native American tribal courts.
No, because Native American tribal courts are federal courts.
The ticket to Canada.
So basically, what she's trying to say here is if you remove their jurisdiction, all right, what you're saying is that it's going to be left up to the state courts to make rulings.
Oh, what if it's the Chinese court of the United States
There is no Chinese court of the United States.
that you're aware of?
There is.
Very sneaky, these Chinese people.
Oh my God, we got enough problems with the Chinese without you trying to make up new ones. Oh
Do you know, Jensen? I'm considering this a victory. Did you hear the note of exasperation in Slowbrad's voice there?
Oh, it was fun.
But these Mensa candidates want to strip this out of the federal system, and it ends up back in the states then, where the states have the complete power. And they have that power. There's a lot of feedback coming in. Where's it coming from?
I don't know. I'm getting the echo as well.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
What the? Doesn't it sound like he just beat up his mic? That thing up. Oh, God, right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to...
well, you know what? Most we need to get people to do is my mic coming across okay.
Yep.
Put 1 if it is. If MC's mic's coming across okay, put 2. If Batman's mic's coming across okay, put 3, please.
But in the meantime, we'll discuss this. This
Yes.
is what I'm talking about, how stupid these people are, because they never understood the Constitution. They never read it. And so their bitch about overturning Roe v. Wade means it's left up to the states anyway. So if you take the jurisdiction away, right, by saying you can't do this, then, well, and I know what they're going to try and do, because their idea is, then we'll sit up there and make abortion legal across the United States. Wrong. You can't tell the states what to do. You just told them that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you guys have no... And what's more is the states can say, no, we're not going to listen to you. We'll take you to court. You can't. You made it illegal. The courts can't hear the case.
Good point.
All right, you can't sue in federal court then. All right, this is the kind of stupidity of idiots. And now they put this out on what day was this thing that they sent this out?
I don't know.
They put this out on the 15th, right? Today, there's nothing about it.
Of course.
All right?
Are you surprised?
Because they're trying to hide the fact of how dumb this really was. Because I'm like, go for it. Do it, morons. Do it. Go ahead.
Do it right, boy. Do it.
Ew. Ew.
Let me tell you something right now.
That song. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you hate that song too?
I'm not a fan of it. I really ain't.
Right. This is the kind of dumb shit that these people come up with when they don't even understand what it means. All right, what they did to themselves. It's like putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger. The people don't even realize that conservatives called for this. Okay?
Yeah.
They literally called for this about if you remember the Terry Schiavo ruling.
Yes.
Because the state courts were overruled by the federal courts in this instance. Okay, and I'm not going to argue the legalities of the case, right? But so conservatives were upset about this, and they demanded that the conservative in Congress, all right, pass this law to prevent the federal overreach into this area permanently.
I know what you said, the slow Brad, but it did sound to me like you said the federal ovaries.
Are you sure that tinnitus hasn't affected other aspects of your hearing there, Batman?
But it's greatly improved the sarcasm of my hearing.
From that aspect, that's a plus, actually. It's hard to argue against that.
Guys, I would like to respond to Sharati. No, you need to go out and find a guy called Mike and then punch him. That's how you deal with this problem.
Yeah, Sharati, MIC and MIK and MIKE are interchangeable when talking about microphones.
So basically, you want Mickey freaking hit, right?
Yes.
MICK.
Oh my God. MOUSE. Are you suggesting
Mickey Mouse is a rat? Mickey Mouse is a rat.
Jensen had to continue it. It was bugging him that we wouldn't finish.
Had to be done.
That was me, actually.
No, the MOUSE was Jensen. He had to do it.
Yeah.
I've done it as well.
Oh, okay, the two Brits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We know that how to spell it. You lot.
MIC. See you soon. KEY. Why? Because Biden wants to fiddle you. MOUSE.
Oh my goodness. Now for Jensen's edition.
I like the Canadian version. Hey, can you imagine if Disney had been from Canada? It would have been Mickey Mouse.
Oh no. Oh, that's a terrifying concept. I think you've actually broken Nomad with that one.
It's not very hard.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was called a big booty Latina in a viral video. I think I've called her several other things. A video of a comedian heckling Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying she was a big booty Latina who wants to kill babies has gone viral on Twitter after the Democrats shared the footage. Are you dumb? Oh, stupid question. This is the problem with them. This is the problem with Democrats is they use that stupid ray on people because they just lower your IQ when they walk into the room.
The thing is, okay, I've actually watched this thing about the bloke calling a big booty Latina.
Uh-huh.
She actually comes over and says, "Here, do you want a selfie?" And then apparently she reported that She was only just being held back from slapping him, but she had something more important to do. Yeah.
The video that shows the social media personality Alex Stein outside the U.S. Capitol as Ocasio-Cortez approaches the steps of the buildings. He recorded himself calling her my favorite big booty Latina. I posted about a deeply disgusting incident that happened today at the Capitol steps, but took it down because it's clearly someone seeking extremist fame, said Ocasio-Cortez. Right? It's just a bummer to work in an institution that openly allowed this. But talking about it only invites more. It's really sad. You could quit. Okay? If you don't like working for the institution, bye.
Yeah.
You know what?
No.
All you gotta do is say, I resign. That's all you gotta do. Just walk on out.
I know this is kind of possibly racist. Maybe I don't think it is.
In another... I'm sorry.
When you
Go
scroll up to the full picture and scroll back down so we can see the full picture.
There you go.
A bit further down, back up so we can see the her full picture. There you go.
Yeah.
She kind of does look like a monkey that's got his hands on a shaver.
Ouch, but not wrong.
Actually, I just want to give her a carrot. Here you go.
Like chimps have teeth that big as well, you know.
It's true.
I'm telling you, she's a stablemate of freaking
Literally.
You think she can trace her line all the way back to Mr. Ed, do you?
In another tweet, yes, I can. All right, Ocasio-Cortez shared the video. Shared the video of Stein, which has been viewed by 1.3 million times as early Thursday morning. I was actually walking over to deck him because no one will protect us. Then I'll do it myself. But I needed to catch a vote more than a case today. The Democrat wrote.
Yeah, bullshit.
He called you my favorite big-bodied Latina. And you were like, woo, let me show my big butt. That's what you were going to do. You were going to twerk on the Capitol steps.
Oh, I just don't need that mental image. Thanks.
I hate you for that. I hope you wake up tomorrow and everybody in your neighborhood has turned into an extreme leftist. And they've all become hippies.
All right. This is...
And Jane Fonda fans.
Oh, so you mean you hope he moves to California? Gotcha.
Mega California.
Don't suggest that. They might use that term.
Ready for the
Go ahead.
Ready for the next story, folks?
Yep.
Okay. Speaking of before I go into the next story.
How upsetting would it be if the San Andreas fault did go through its final thing, after all the eruptions and that? California was still there, but the rest of the United States had sank.
No, that's not going to happen that way.
I know, but it would be funny, wouldn't it?
It would, but I can tell you now, the moment America looked like it was in trouble, they'd nuke California. Just basically, if we're going, you're going with us.
First of all, the San Andreas fault runs along the edge of California for the most part. So most of California would go down too if it's going to sink like that, right?
Yeah.
It would just leave a little sliver there, right? But you got to think the aspect of, the United States goes down, but there's a positive because Canada is kind of attached.
Do you know what win-win is? If that fault does get triggered, that means Bruce Campbell's going to become the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills.
But aside from that, since I got the Brits here, just who is going to be your prime minister?
We don't know.
If it's Rishi Sunak, then he's not going to last because people are going to the other parties are going to start screaming for a snap election for one thing because they'll smell blood in the water, won't they, Jensen?
Oh yeah.
And the Conservatives will not win with Sunak.
No.
I don't understand why he's even up there. Why is
Because
he
he's put
even
his name.
okay?
He
But
put his
why
name in the
are
ring.
people voting for him?
They're not. It's just politicians, sitting MPs in the Conservative Party that are voting for him.
Yep.
Those are the people who are allowed to vote for the new leader.
Okay,
Yep.
but why would you? Why, if you're a member of the Conservative Party and you're
Yep.
prime minister, why
I
the hell?
wouldn't.
Why would?
I
Why would?
wouldn't.
Can somebody give me a reason why any of them would?
I can.
They're insane.
No, well, yes, but I can't tell you why. He spent a large amount of money to unofficially buy their votes.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, as you asked. I'm
His
not
wife-
saying he's deliberately
what do you mean?
buying their votes, because that is
I am.
illegal.
What do you mean
I
by
know.
spend a lot of money buying their votes? I'm
But
curious.
put it this way: his wife is so rich, she refuses to take up residence in the United Kingdom because she'd have to pay tax.
Yeah,
She'd be paying more tax than the fucking Queen, who actually does pay tax.
yeah, I know.
Oh,
Right,
go on.
go on and see. Ask your question, and then I'll get to answering.
Okay, but that doesn't make. In what way are they getting money from this guy?
Okay. As he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer, he had access to a large amount of the cash. He funneled it out, or at least my opinion is, and I'm stating this is my opinion only, he funneled it out to the right people so as they've basically said, you're going to give us this money if we vote for you. All right, mate, no problem. And that's how it's going to go on. Basically, absolute corruption in the highest seat of power in Britain, and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And apparently they've actually already got rid of the two women that probably actually do a damn sight better job than him anyway. Kemi, what's her face, and the other one.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
My main objection is Sunak, aside from the politics bit, is he doesn't care about the United Kingdom. He doesn't care about the people who live in the United Kingdom. He cares about Rishi Sunak.
Yep.
Well, that's
You can't do that. Go on.
That's my impression of the guy as well. Right now, I'm a foreigner. I'm not part of your groupings, so I don't want to say.
Why is Vincent just shrunk?
Well, because I wanted to shrink him.
I'm miniaturized.
I miniaturized
I
myself.
know.
If you noticed, I miniaturized myself as well. But that's a
Yeah, I
separate
did
issue.
note that.
I was doing those things before, but I still don't understand. Okay, so if it isn't Sunak, let's hope for the best for Britain from this perspective.
No, we're screwed.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you right now, Nomad, don't bother. We are screwed. The only two that were even halfway decent are out. So we're left with the leftist, oh, and
The leftist.
the leftist. That you know the ones I mean. Seriously, that is what we've got.
Yes,
It's basically
bring back the EU people.
actually about 2/3 of them do want to rejoin.
Mm-hmm.
So we are screwed.
Yep. I don't see blood in the streets.
Yeah. I know that people have issues with Boris Johnson, and I'm not saying that he's anything even close to halfway decent, but he's a damn sight better than a lot of the muppets we're going to end up with.
Yeah.
At least he wanted to get out of the EU. We should have done that and then done all this crap.
Why didn't
in my opinion.
Why didn't they sit up there and run Mog? Because
He doesn't want it.
Because he's the only one who seems to be a proper British and pro-British gentleman.
He's my choice, but he doesn't want the job.
Yep. And to answer your question, Nomad, he's the wrong colour and the wrong gender. He's a cis white male. And they don't want that. They actually, if you notice, if you go down that list, how many white men are on it for the people that are left? One, maybe?
And I definitely don't want a Christian.
No. They want a non-white, preferably.
They want a foreigner.
I'm not going to say that because, in all fairness, most of these people are actually second generation British. I'm not going to call them foreigners. What I'm going to say is that they want a non-white, by preference non-male prime minister. That's all.
And hello, Carl.
I don't know. I don't know where this is headed for you guys. If you guys are that screwed up, sorry.
Yeah, no, we are. No, dude, we are screwed. Okay, I'm not joking. This
expect
not
then why not call for snap elections now? Why not call for them early?
Nomad, expect all the boats of refugees coming your way soon.
Yep, enjoy yourself, mate.
All of them white and can speak your language.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's sad about that? Is they'll put up so many damn roadblocks, it'll be unbelievable. I guarantee you. If there was a wave of immigration of white people flooding into the United States, they would be putting up so many roadblocks. And I have a feeling we're going to be getting a few more because the Italians are. Italy is just about as bad.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about Italy a little bit later. All right, let's go around the world a little bit more. Japan aims to maintain stake in Russia's Sakhalin-2 energy project. So in other words, Biden and his we're not gonna let Putin win doesn't seem to be affecting the Japanese mentality in any way, shape, or form. Japan has decided to maintain its interest in the Sakhalin-2 oil and liquefied natural gas project in the Russia's Far East, with the government coordinating with two Japanese stakeholders to that end, government sources said Saturday. With the plan, the Mitsui and Company and the Mitsubishi Corporation would keep about 12.5% and 10% stakes, respectively, despite Russian President Vladimir Putin signing of an order that sets up a new operating company to tighten its grip on the project.
Sean in the chat is right. Japan looks out for Japan.
And, I'm not bashing him about this. I'm just
one of the last sensible countries on the fucking planet.
Right. Yep. Putin's action is seen as retaliation against Japan and other countries for sanctions they have slapped on Russia over its military aggression in the Ukraine. It's unknown whether Tokyo can maintain its stakes, as Moscow will have the final say about the continuation of investments by these two Japanese trading houses.
Japan. When it comes to the Ukraine, I would just let them get at it and deal with the winner.
Yeah. Japan, reeling from the effects of higher energy prices following Russia's war in the Ukraine, might be forced to source liquid natural gas from the market at higher prices. Around 9% of Japanese liquid natural gas imports come from China, almost all of them supplied by the Sakhalin-2 project.
Just one little thing. I seem to remember that something about Japan and oil. Wasn't there a thing about Japan and oil sort of around 1942-ish?
Yeah,
I don't remember anything about that. Yeah. No, it's not going to go bad. I think everything's going to be fine.
There was also something about 1940s about Japan and Englishman built bridge.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to, for whatever reason, this is a big thing in the news.
Hold on a second. Who's this? It's Joe Biden.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Thank you, Batman. Aileen Ivana Trump couldn't make it out of the house 2 weeks ago, says a pal. Ivana Trump, who was in such bad shape with an ailing hip 2 weeks ago that she couldn't even make it out of her house for a trip to the Hamptons, a close pal told the Post on Friday. There was something going on with her hip. She couldn't walk, said Zach Erdem, owner of the Southampton hotspot 75, Maine, a favorite of the Trumps that she planned on visiting earlier this month. She was going to come 2 weeks ago, but she was feeling bad. She said that she wasn't feeling well. Right? She said she was having pain in her leg and she couldn't get out of the house. Trump, the 73-year-old's ex-wife of former President Donald Trump, was found dead at 12:40 p.m. Thursday at the bottom of the staircase in her Upper East Side home in Manhattan. If she was having problems walking, I mean, I'm sure, I believe this is probably just an accident, but what the hell, man? You have a woman who has stairs in a house. Why didn't somebody... Now, I realized that because the story goes on and explains that she is very anti-doctors. When people were telling her to go to the doctors, she was saying no.
Yeah, so she's a man.
Right? So, I mean, it's unfortunate, okay, that this happened. But if she's in that much pain where she's having problems walking, you have to do something.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to start saying that Trump did it.
Yeah, which is quite...
I'm not
quite
joking.
fun. No, he's not. That's the problem. Thing is, I actually don't think Trump did it. I think that she found out about a certain set of emails and she committed suicide with help.
No. Come on,
So-
folks. Come on.
What? What?
The Don didn't do a damn friggin' thing. Now,
No.
there is somebody else who's also Czech.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that family who might have paid her a visit.
Does that mean she turned around to her and went, checkmate?
You know, one of those little things where
That-
Melania's taking off her gloves. Now I'm the only wife. It's a right?
Or it could have been Ivanka.
No,
Sorry, I had to do that joke. I'm sorry, people.
now, the reason I did this story, right, is it's unfortunate that this woman died at 73. I'm not going to wish ill on anybody, all right? And no, I don't really believe that Melania paid her a visit to be the only one. You get rid of all the others, and then there's only one in the way.
There can be only one.
And another one, and another one, and another one.
Don't.
You'll have no other choice but to give it all to me when you die, Dawn. Right? But anyway,
I have inside me blood and things.
remember that hooker, Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but anyway, the reason I brought this story up was because of the effect on the family. Right, a number of things have been canceled. A number of events, right, around the country have been canceled by the son, the daughter, and obviously Donald himself.
The Holy Ghost.
Right, no, Donald is not the Holy Ghost. Right, but he's...
Sorry, I thought you got all religious on us there.
But he was scheduled to do a number of events. His son had been also traveling, campaigning, basically getting ready for his father's run. And I find it unfortunate, but I do think that Donald is going to run again, and I really wish he wouldn't.
I would love to see Donald run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you literally want to see him run.
Dressed as the Flash.
That's not the Flash. That's the Flush.
The Flab. That's the Flab.
Yeah. Actually, no,
being chased on a bike by Biden, right?
Yeah. I actually think him running again is not actually going to happen. Okay? He's going to pretend he's running. It's going to look like there's going to be a split in the Republican thingy between him and Florida guy. And then Trump's just going to go, no, I'm pulling myself out of this and I'm throwing myself behind Florida guy. Oh, what was that? You're offering me vice presidenthood? I'll accept that. And suddenly the left lose their living mind.
We just turned Donald Trump into a superhero. Now we've got Biden man. Does
Oh,
whatever
no.
a Biden can. Spins a web any size. Unfortunately, keeps squirting himself in his eyes.
Yep.
Actually, it's more like put a crack pipe there, but that's a separate issue.
No, that's
Ooh. Yeah.
All right.
Son of Biden man. Yeah.
So we talked about your country's politics. Let's talk about something else that comes from your country.
Mm-hmm.
you broke up a bit there.
British man 40 found dead and woman seriously injured after erotic game went tragically wrong in a luxury hotel in Florence. Now, this is an expensive hotel, £350. That's like $500 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. A British man has been found dead and the woman seriously injured in a Swiss Italian or Swish Italian.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Swish. I've never. Swish is like.
Swish. Don't swish it.
Hold on.
It's
Florence,
a very
right?
good quality.
Yes.
It's Florence, right?
Yes.
And Florence is in Italy, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Obviously, they upset somebody whose family honor had to be satisfied.
Well, wait, hold on here, because
And this person centered the boys around.
possibly the 40-year-old man who has not been named was found dead in his room next to a 43-year-old woman thought to be his wife, covered in cuts and bruises. Now, now I'm trying to go. This is an erotic kind of thing. Cuts and bruises. Just what the hell were they doing? Staff at the 4-star Hotel Continental. All right. A stone's throw from the famous Ponte
Italian Bridge.
right, in the Renaissance city of Florence, called police after the woman asked a chambermaid for help. What the hell's a chambermaid?
I'd say. Going back.
Go ahead.
You, all right. Basically, it's one of them that cleans up the rooms. It's just yet another British term that.
Yeah.
It's
basically a maid who takes care of the chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the
We're
difference
really
between a maid
confusing
and...
with their names.
Okay.
Go on.
Paramedics raced to the hotel, and the woman was taken to the city's hospital, all right, where she was said to be in serious but stable condition. The couple had only arrived at the hotel Friday night, and the alarm was raised early on Saturday morning.
The thing is, it was Italians driving ambulances. She was in a mild condition when she got in.
This is an interesting setup for this room, although I don't like the bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of an odd setup for a bed from what I'm looking at.
It's a 4-poster bed with a fucking curtain around it.
Yeah. Anyway, the police
Keeps the
told
insects up.
told is it going to keep the
Seriously,
guys
that's
up?
what it's there for.
The police source told Mail Online the people involved were both British, and at the moment we're working on 2 theories: an erotic game that went wrong or some sort of domestic argument. With cuts and bruises, if it's an erotic game, I don't know of any erotic game that leaves cuts and bruises. The man was
I do, but I'm not going to go into details.
The man was found with a series of cuts and bruises and other injuries on his body, and so was the woman, although she was more seriously hurt, and the man... She was more seriously hurt? The guy's dead!
Yeah.
With all due respect... The man...
Gunshot leaves 2 men dead, 1 woman crying, woman believed worse injured.
I've actually heard... Actually, Batman, I've actually heard it said that this war between Russia and Ukraine is full of white people. Is absolutely awful because it affects black women the most.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
And the man appears to have had some sort of seizure. There is blood in the room, and a forensic team are working there at the moment while the woman is taken to the hospital for treatment. Just what are you Brits getting involved in?
Well, it's not us.
It's not
Which Brit here can actually afford to go to Florence, let alone pay £350 a night for a fucking hotel room?
You have a point. All right. The travel guide says that the £350 a night hotel is described as playfully chic.
If I may respond to Carl. No, Carl. Daddy, harder isn't the problem. It's beat me, Daddy. That's your safe word. Never pick that.
The hotel is a few minutes walk from the heart of the city, which is a popular with British holidaymakers. Prince Charles and former Prime Minister Tony Blair were regular visitors.
Ah, yes, Tony Blair. Now let's see. Message, report, file.
This is going to go bad.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think?
In so many ways.
Well, okay.
Well, we'll find a file.
On to the next story.
Come on, Boomer, get with it.
Journalists are being targeted in a sustained effort by nation-state hackers, researchers say. Really?
There you go, MC. Sorry. There you go, Nomads. Check General.
I'd really think twice if I was you.
What did you do, sir? What did you do? You're back to that.
There you go. There's Tony Blair.
True, that is a picture of Tony Blair.
I think you should share it with the ladies and gentlemen at home.
You think I should share this with the ladies and gentlemen and so forth?
Yeah.
And those that wish to call themselves something different. Let's not be nasty.
Okay. That's
That is not my original work. I just improved it by strengthening the colours.
Nope, that didn't do it. It's a dark. It's black. I don't know why. Why isn't it showing this? Because it should show it.
Hello. We got black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing it. It's not appearing.
Have you highlighted the correct thing?
I'm going to have to try something a little bit different. Yeah. Let's try this. Since you want the folks to see this. All right. This is me giving my hosts the opportunity to show everybody what this is all about. So
we're showing our work.
Okay, hold on.
I want a gold star.
Yeah, that's not working. So
no, you didn't want a gold star. You're Jewish.
This is
bugger.
Okay, let's try it this way. Let's see what happens here. Hold on.
Okay.
Now I lost my co-hosts and audio. Okay. Hold on a second, folks. You probably can still hear me, but I just bounced out of...
Oh, thank God.
Welcome back, Slow Brad.
Sorry about that.
You hit the wrong button, didn't you?
I hit a button, yes. It was definitely not the one I should have hit, apparently. So... Let's get back to where we were. There we go. Yeah. This is what you wanted to see, folks. This is in an effort to bring this to you. It took me all that, and hitting buttons has finally succeeded to give you the story, the wonderful Tony Blair. All right.
The thing is, it really does look like him. I mean, honestly, including the color as well. That's a funny thing.
It's frightening.
I can't argue about that, to be honest. I mean, it does look a lot like him, right? Let's get back to the original story, all right?
Yes.
All right. Cyber researchers say they have witnessed a sustained effort by nation-state hackers to compromise the accounts of journalists. In a blog post on Thursday, the cybersecurity firm Proofpoint. How many damn cybersecurity firms are there? There must be hundreds and hundreds of things everywhere.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you knock over a piece of rotten wood and they just come crawling out, don't they?
Oh, yes.
I think these guys are mostly the hackers, to be honest. All right, details.
Yes.
All right. detailed the numerous campaigns it says were carried out by state-sponsored and state-aligned hacking groups against members of the media. The hacking groups, referred to as Advanced Persistent Threat or APT actors, either impersonated or targeted journalists in order to access information deemed valuable by foreign governments. Really? The hackers are believed to be allied with countries such as Turkey and Iran and Britain and the United States.
And
Nomad,
Wales.
Nomad,
Okay.
you might want to take note of what Carl has put, because I definitely think you may have an opinion on it.
What did Carl put?
It's a service my company offers.
Yeah, well, you see, Carl actually works for the KGB.
First of all, journalists are compromised. Okay, if you haven't figured this out yet, journalists have been compromised.
No, they're not, are
Of course they are.
they? You're just saying that, aren't you, MC? Aren't you, Nomad? I will get your name right.
They're
One day.
compromised. It's like sitting up there telling a freaking dog in heat to copulate. Okay, that's what a journalist is. All right?
Yeah.
They are just looking to screw and get screwed. That's all they do. That is the primary people like journalists today. You got people like that idiot who was crying on television complaining because they attacked my family and they found out my address, my family, and they started harassing my family and everything else. And she goes in and doxes a person on libs of TikTok.
Yep.
Yep.
And what's really sad is this is a person who's personally been in contact with and was a colleague, for lack of a better term. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who had a lot of communication with Tim Pool. Now, Tim, I want you to ask yourself a question. Has she been swatted? Has anybody in her family been swatted? And I point this out to you, sir. All right? To show you the difference between people conservatives intensely dislike, and they intensely dislike this woman, right? This, what's her name? Lorenz Taylor or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I know the one you mean. I can't remember the name, but I know who you mean.
She hasn't been swatted. Her family hasn't been swatted. She's not running for her life. Well, then who's doing the swatting, do you think?
Yeah.
Show me the leftist that's been swatted, aside from Tim Pool has been swatted by the left, because I still think of him as a leftist. All right? But conservatives aren't the ones swatting Tim Pool.
No.
So when you start talking, this is the problem, and this is one of the things about the leftists. I'm going to go on a rant here. I'm sorry, Batman. You're going to have to wait. The leftists in this country are like this. They always do it all first. You people on the left are seriously deranged. Oh, it's all about, no. Look at that evil Trump. Oh, look at these messages. These messages have been deleted. Like you freaking care. If you cared so much about subpoenaed records, then what did you say about freaking good old Hillary's and the repeated, all right, after receiving the subpoenas, all right, deletion of the records? What they were doing was they were asking for records, and then we're told those have been deleted already. There's a huge friggin' difference. But no, the left is all about, we gotta get Trump. They put out a freaking story today by MSNBC, all right? Well, the majority of people that think that Trump should sit up there and stand trial, he should be going to jail. Okay, why is that? What proof of any freaking crimes do you have? Not the made-up crimes in your heads, not the things that you constantly spew. Oh, he was doing an insurrection. He was fomenting this. He was trying to get these people killed. Let me tell you something right now. If Trump had ordered that mob, and it was a mob at that point, to go out there and attack the Capitol and drag out the congressmen and women, okay? If he'd have done that, it would have happened. And there ain't nothing that would have stopped it. All right, I'm telling you, because that was a mob and under mob mentality. Once a mob gets into that mentality, it is dangerous. Oh, yes, it is dangerous. But if Trump was the evil dictator, they would have been dragged out and freaking stripped. They would have been punched. There would have been... Some of them would have probably ended up dead because they're old and frail. Trust me. These people are not the healthiest. All you got to do is look at Nancy Pelosi and understand that. And I'm not calling for anything like this. I'm saying that if this was truly an insurrection, well, because he was riling up the mob, trust me, all right, it would have been horrific. And at that point, they would have sit up there and had to open fire, and it wouldn't have mattered. Let me tell you right now, it would not have mattered if they had opened fire, because they would have overwhelmed the police, and the police would have been killed as well. The situation has gotten that serious. And it's gotten that serious because of you assholes on the left and you friggin' moderates who constantly refuse to sit up there and open your mouths, all right, to try and shut down the leftists because you're afraid of the leftists. Oh, you have no problem showing up to criticize a conservative at any opportunity, but when that opportunity presents itself early on for a leftist, what do you get from them? You get crickets. This has been demonstrated time and again. All you gotta do is go back and take a look at some of my Twitter feeds when I was dealing with these idiots about the Kaepernick kneeling. All the moderates showed up in force. Oh, he has the right to speak his words, and I have the right to say the way he did is wrong. How do you like that? Oh, but you had to come out there and try and defend this asshole then. But where were you when this guy was doing this kind of shit, all right, when he was out there, hugging Fidel, all right, and sit up there walking around with the Castro t-shirts? Did you come back? Where were all these moderates then coming back saying, yeah, he's a bad guy? This guy's a bad dude. Crickets. You moderates are not the saviors of anything. If you think you're heroes, you're delusional. A lot of the moderates in this country think that they're freaking the bearers of Franklinism, right? Of Benjamin Franklin, that they are the heirs of his legacy. But Franklin was not a moderate. He was a pragmatist. There's a difference.
Actually, he was a hippie.
He was not a hippie. Where the hell do you come back with he's a hippie?
I'm just derailing you.
Yep. And while I derailed you, hold up, from Sean, odds on Nomad having a stroke, 20-1. You got to try and get it up. Come on, Nomad.
Nomad, there's only one thing, one response to your rant there.
Yep. One that don't work.
I'm waiting for it.
Didn't you hear it?
No.
This is.
You should have.
No, nothing, mate. I'm not actually kidding you.
what were you?
There we go.
You heard it that time.
Part of it, anyway.
Yeah. Actually, Matt's right about this. Colin kneels and people cheer. Chauvin kneels and suddenly he's the bad guy. You're not wrong with that one, mate. You're not wrong there.
Let me tell you
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
These idiots have earned all this, right? You want to talk about threats to democracy? You're overlooking what the government did the entire time. All right, Trump was running and during his entire tenure as president. You ignore all the actual hardcore evidence of the destruction of the democracy during that time frame, right? And then bitch about, there were people and they stormed the Capitol. It was an insurrection. I'm telling you now, if it was an insurrection, all right, we would have been voting for new congressmen and new congresswomen. It would have been because they would have been destroyed, and we would have had martial law.
Oh, it was brilliant. That Sammo Hung.
Summer Horn.
Really?
Sammo Hung. Yeah, martial
law. It's TV.
Oh God. Let me.
I still like that T-shirt.
Let's assume that this kind of stupidity that Trump did do that, right? Let me be real bluntly. Let's say that Trump told everybody, charge. go in there, rip them out. Okay, the first thing that would have happened is you would have had to declare martial law. All right, in order to put it down.
Mhm.
But who's there to declare it? Okay, if it's Trump,
Mhm.
Trump ordering the military in to put a stop to it, right? He's not going to put a stop to it because he's the one who ordered it.
Yep.
Right? Who was it that refused to have the military there? Congress would be we'd be in a real bad shape because we would not have a legislative branch. We would be facing martial law, truly martial law at that time. So
Which
when
isn't
people
necessarily
talk
a bad
about
thing.
well, but when people talk about how dangerous this condition was, in this regard, I do agree with them because what could have been, all right, would have been serious. Now, you may not like Trump, but if Trump was the bad guy that you think he is, all right, you wouldn't even be here talking about it right now because we would be fighting a civil war in the streets.
Yep.
I'm just putting it out there. If Trump was the person you think that he is, you leftist loons. The sad part is these leftist loons, when they're in charge like they are now, right, you can see they're itching for that civil war.
Oh, yeah.
They're itching for it
Yes.
because they think that they've got the levers of power on the U.S. military to order them to attack.
Right, they're also these idiots who think, like most people who have never been in any kind of conflict, they think they're going to do the fighting and the other guy's just going to stand there and get hit.
And these freaking journalists, to bring this back around to where we started with this, these journalists have been egging this shit on, and they've all been compromised. Okay?
Yep.
They are all part of the same nasty little cabal. Okay, there's very
Yep.
few independent journalists. As much as I dislike his leftist views, Tim Pool is an independent journalist. The Hard Bastard, they are independent journalists. Okay?
Yep.
I don't necessarily like them because, quite frankly, they don't think. They make statements like AOC does, all right, to be honest. Like, let's sit up there and take abortion away from the SCOTUS. Go ahead, dumbass. Please, go ahead. All right. They make comments along those lines, not understanding what it means, not understanding how the system works, and therefore how it has to work and what happens when you break it down. All right?
Mhm.
Both of them, the Hard Bastard and frickin' Tim Pool, are two people that I follow. I don't follow them, quote unquote, religiously, all right? But I do follow them and I do check in on them from time to time. And both of them are independent. And some of the stuff is fun. Some of the stuff is enjoyable, right? But the reality is these guys, they're not, those are independent. But they're a voice in the wilderness compared to these big corporate frickin' shills. The terror that Fox News has, all right, about presenting Trump is because if Trump, and I'm serious about this, if Trump had called for an insurrection, it could have happened.
No, it wouldn't. It isn't. It could have happened. It would have happened.
Okay, and from that standpoint, it is a dangerous thing within the republic. I don't think you can sugarcoat it from that standpoint. But then again, so is attacking and allowing the attacks on the federal courthouses. Day in and day out. So is attacking the White House, which was also happening by the left, and no one's saying anything about it. If you want to look where the restraint is, it has always been on the right, holding back the fist. But you freaking moderates better realize that when the conservatives finally say, you know what, screw it, because it will come, because you're doing nothing to rein these leftist excesses in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stand the frick up! Start waking up and smell the coffee. I understand people don't want to deal with politics because they don't want to have to take a side because you're gutless. And I also understand that you're trying to sit up there and deal with things and understand things and things that you don't understand. Well, you better start learning.
Mm-hmm.
No nods. you're scaring my cat. You're actually causing children around my neighbourhood to cry. And I think you cracked one of my windows.
Okay.
I believe the term is take a breath. You are not
Yes.
wrong.
He wants me to stop. He wants me to stop the rant. And the main reason is
No,
because
I want you to pause the rant to let the survivors leave your neighbourhood.
Are
Yes?
you saying that the only reason he lives in a blasted desert is because of those rants? Interesting.
It used to be a forest.
Okay. Let's move on. Driver watching Stranger Things before crash. A teenage driver was watching Stranger Things on her phone when her car drifted into the oncoming lane and collided with a semi-truck, according to the Minnesota police, who report that the teen escaped with minor injuries in a rollover crash. This teen is lucky. Okay, investigators say the teen was driving over the weekend in a Minneapolis suburb when her vehicle crossed the center line directly into the path of a semi-truck. Witnesses told cops that the female's vehicle was fully in the oncoming lane before the crash. The semi-driver swerved to the road's shoulder, avoiding a head-on collision. If it would have been a head-on collision,
It would have been all her fault.
It wouldn't have been her fault for very long, maybe an instant or two, because she'd be gone. There would not be anything left.
I know what happened with that. Vecna stepped out of the deep darkness, grabbed the wheel, twisted it, and put her in front of the semi. Unfortunately, all those who have never actually seen Stranger Things have no idea what I've just said.
Or impressed.
That's true. The teenager's car hit the semi's trailer and rolled over. While her car suffered significant damage, she only received minor injuries. During the police questioning, the driver initially denied being on the phone at the time of the crash. However, after deputies noted that the auto's Bluetooth system was still streaming the audio of Stranger Things on Netflix.
Well, because if you say she wasn't running up that hill.
How?
Again, you won't necessarily know it unless you know it.
Seriously though. How fucking stupid do you have to be watching a fucking TV show while you're bloody well driving?
Yeah.
That's dumb. But you know what's even dumber is after the accident, not turning off the car, not deleting the evidence because it's in your hands.
Yeah.
That's to be expected with that level of stupidity, though.
Oh,
delete your browser whenever possible.
I mean, this is how it. No, seriously, she might be an otherwise intelligent person, but this kind of technology, especially to those who have grown up with it, is ridiculously addictive.
Yes.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, yeah. No, look, well, and everyone wants that freaking, that's why they want auto-driving cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they can sit up and keep themselves entertained while they're
but what happens if the auto-driving cars achieve sentience and they get addicted to fucking live streaming as well?
Yeah, we don't really want you. Remember that link I sent both of you to about...
Yeah, the AI is not an AI, and it didn't ask freaking...
yes, artificial intelligence does not equate to sentience and self-awareness.
It is not artificial intelligence. It's abominable intelligence.
No, that's you.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Patient 60 says nurse 33 forced sex on him.
He wished.
A female nurse initiated unsolicited sexual relations, including intercourse, with a hospitalized Illinois man who was awaiting a heart transplant. All right, according to the lawsuit filed Monday against the woman and the hospital, where her employment was later terminated. Now, hold on, let's stop here.
This is not an unheard of thing, though.
You think that she was screwing guys who are awaiting a heart transplant is unheard of? It's not unheard of. Is this normal? You get on the transplant list. Oh, by the way, here's your sexy nurse that'll bang you in the bed. Is that how that works, Batman?
Do not make that suggestion, because do you know Angel will send me back in just to get hold of this nurse? I'm just saying.
Because they'll be trying to kill you. All right. At least he was happy as he went.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, it's not unheard of. Both
No,
male and female nurses do it.
You know where this is not unheard of? In hentai. Okay, in anime. All right, yeah, it's not unheard of in those things. All right, I've never heard of this before in real life.
No, mate, you're not asking the important question here, and the important question is, Batman, is there something you really want to tell us here, mate? I mean,
Nope.
Come on.
But
Just checking, all right?
Nomad's saying he's not heard of it. But then again, let's face it, you've never heard of fire until you actually got burned last week.
Right, okay. In a Cook County Circuit Court complaint, retiree John Cantone, 60, accused Rachel Shaper of battery and alleged that the Advocate Christ Medical Center in suburban Chicago was negligent in supervising the 33-year-old registered nurse. Cantone, whose wife, Laura, is a co-plaintiff in the lawsuit, charges Sharper, seen at the right, as had a propensity to initiate unauthorized physical contact with patients. The nurse, he added, had attempted and or succeeded in initiating similar contact with the other patients in her care. Now, the thing is this
probably most of the guys in her care are probably young, otherwise healthy guys, apart from in the hospital.
If they're in the hospital, they're not healthy. Batman, come on.
I said otherwise healthy. Apart from the reason that they're in hospital, right? So obviously, she's working on a surgical ward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
You've probably got young, otherwise healthy guys. Notice I did say otherwise again.
He's
he's the only old guy in the ward. He's going, "Oh, I've done the other ones. I might as well finish off with him."
They're all there for freaking heart-related maladies, right? For the most part, because that's what the wing would be, the cardiac wing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't think that she was trying to freaking kill people?
No, actually, no, she wasn't. She was trying to restart his heart the fun way. That's all.
The October 12th, 2012 encounter, Canton claimed, occurred in the hospital's cardiac intensive care unit. Okay?
Well, that's what I call intensive care.
The lawsuit seeks an excess of... Now, first of all, the fact that they fired her makes me wonder, was there any real evidence here? All right?
Probably.
Which worries me
let's
because Batman's right. There probably was.
Let's face it, when it comes to women, and sexually related stuff, you've got to have them nailed to the wall.
You gotta wonder whether or not this guy's wife walked in and saw something.
Yeah.
And stood there for 5 minutes.
Went out and got a videotape. Yeah, I know.
Watched it, then came back to the hospital.
waited for her cell phone to turn back on because they make sure you turn off all these things in the cardiac wings, especially intensive care. Right.
Actually, as someone who's been through that's actually a load of crap. Over here, I was actually in one of the wards, and the nurses were walking around with mobile phones on them at the time. So, yeah, that whole turn your phone off in the heart wards, not so much of a thing over here.
It's pretty strict over here. I'm serious.
Yeah, I believe
here,
you.
it is pretty strict about turning that stuff off. Now, the reasoning behind it is flawed. All right.
It's crap, yeah.
Because the cell phones from the past and the cell phones today are completely different. Okay. The reasoning was in the past is that they were worried about, and they did, interfere with some patients.
And they were especially bad for aircrafts.
Yeah, but the new cell phones and everything, they're they don't put out enough power to sit up there and do the kind of things that those big bricks did. The reality is the power that those big bricks had, right? You literally, if you put it into a low band AM frequency, you could talk to somebody in China.
Damn.
Right, that's the kind.
Explains what happened to a lot of
power.
Hey, explains what happened to a lot of your secrets.
No, well, we got Americans. Americans are stupid. We talk all the time. We don't need to worry about that.
Noticed.
At least we're not sitting there intentionally hiring communists and then wondering what the hell happened and why all of a sudden they're running around with our jets as we play pool and lose to them. Okay?
No, that is
just
true.
put it out there.
That's their point.
No, that is true. But then again, I mean, let's be honest. It's a good job that the Americans don't have Chinese spies actually helping out one of the senators. Oh,
Ooh.
that's right. They do. Perhaps I should be quiet about
They're
that.
not Chinese spies. They're Chinese escort service through various members.
That's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you know how.
And if you've noticed, they're all from Congress, and they're all a whole lot. And there's one more thing: they're all congressmen and congresswomen from California.
You know how in World War II the Germans used to interrogate British prisoners. Yeah, with pain, electrodes, beatings and stuff. You know how they used to get information out of American prisoners?
Awesome.
They say something like, America isn't that big. You haven't got many secrets where you want to know. Oh, yeah? Well, I've got something here to tell you, boy.
It's not quite like that. Besides,
Well, yeah,
when the British are being interrogated by the Germans, you're overstating what they were doing to you guys. Because all they had to do was say, no cup of tea. Sorry.
That's right. No, they took away our tea. Why do you think we've never forgiven the Germans? There's a reason. Then again, can you think of any other country that had something to do with tea that we've not forgiven? No, me neither.
No.
That's what we think of tea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since we're talking about America and American proclivities of things.
Mm-hmm.
Man busted for battering cop with hot dog. A Florida man. You knew there was going to be a Florida man story somewhere, right?
Oh, there had to be. Yep.
Well, you know why he did that? It's because he wanted
eating male parts to be in my mouth.
Ouch.
A Florida man is facing felony battery charge for allegedly striking a cop with a thrown hot dog. Investigators say that Jason Stalls, 47, was selling hot dogs on the downtown St. Petersburg street early Saturday when police gave him numerous warnings that he was in violation of a city ordinance. Stahl, however, ignored the warnings and continued to sell hot dogs in the roadway after the street closure permit had ended, an officer noted. The defendant was asked to put the hot dog down as he continued to attempt to sell it. Officer Anthony Bragano, when directed to drop the hot dog, Stoll reportedly became extremely upset and threw the item, which is not a sandwich,
put down the hot dog and step away from the stand.
And Sergeant
Hot dog
Michael
lives matter.
Karanis. The hot dog hit the cop, who was not injured by the airborne butt of beef. Seen above, Stahl was arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, a felony. He's also charged with resisting a misdemeanor for allegedly struggling with the cops who sought to place him under arrest. He was released from the county jail Saturday morning after posting $2,650 bond. You know what? That's more money. That's more money than they give frickin' like murderers and shit.
Yeah. Actually, technically, it is a sandwich.
All right, Stahl, who lives about 40 miles from St. Petersburg in Newport Richey, where he and his wife purchased a $230,000 home earlier this year. So basically, he's living in a one-room shanty house. Because this is Florida. I guarantee you the prices of property there is just ridiculous, right? $2,500 home was probably... 2 rooms and maybe one bathroom.
It's an IKEA house.
Ouch.
Possibly. I hate to say it, but it's possible. That's possible. Right? But, all right, first of all, I don't know. I can understand why the guy wants to sell his hot dogs, especially on the 4th of July. Right?
Yeah.
Because this is a great time to make money.
Well, is there something special happening on the 4th of July?
Yes. In America, yes.
What? What?
All right. So, but to throw a hot dog? Why did you throw a hot dog at the police officer?
Should have thrown the mustard fucking bottle at him.
Well, first of all, you're throwing your merchandise. Even if you're throwing the mustard on, you're throwing your merchandise at him.
What would have happened if the cop had caught it in his teeth?
He'd have demanded he get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's what I would have done. Okay. Of course, I wouldn't have thrown the hot dog at the cop, to be honest. But he said, "Put the
I would have.
if the cop would have came up to me and said, "Put the hot dog down," the first thing I'd have done is shove it in my mouth and go, "There, gone."
Yeah.
No, cop would come to me and say, you can't, your permit's expired, you've got to move on. Well, fair enough, I moved on.
Well,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been from repeated warnings. I would have probably just left immediately.
Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't.
because you could easily set up somewhere where you could sell them, keep on selling them.
Mm.
The guy's stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
you're trying to get areas where there's a lot of traffic. That's where a lot of people walking around. That's
well,
running.
you follow Extinction Rebellion.
Mm.
I'm actually surprised nobody's tried that.
Oh, they probably have.
It would be on the news. Just come on.
Fair point.
It
It should be funny as all hell to do.
It would. It would. I definitely would. All right. Okay, ready for the final story?
No.
Oh, yes.
Bears break into California home and feast on donuts in the kitchen.
But that's police. It's slightly different. There's less
It's
hair.
police in
A family in
it's
Monrovia
police in
has quite
disguise,
a story
isn't
to
it?
share after.
Yes.
All right, let's watch this little video here.
Mm-hmm.
This is another good reason why not to live in the States. Oh, it's a silent video, is it?
No.
First of all, the lady who's captured them eating the bears eating a meal.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
poor
a
Neil.
dumbass.
French guy.
You are a dumbass for standing there with a mother bear and her cub that close.
Yes,
Okay,
that's a good way of doing it.
that is you are asking to be whacked. All right.
Yes.
Are you sure she's not hiding? Because the bear doesn't seem to be bothered about her at all.
That camera is moving around. There's somebody filming this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said, are you sure she's not hiding?
I still smell her.
Hiding is one thing. She's close enough to get that kind of a picture. She's too damn close to the bear.
Yep.
Now, it's a good thing that her home wasn't destroyed, all right? I appreciate that. But you're a dumbass for taking the time to try and film this. You should have just left.
Yeah.
Because there was
yeah,
one good thing about this.
Shouldn't have just left. She
You
should have
first.
left one of the main doors open, so the bear can get out easy.
He got in fine. I think he can find his way out.
Yeah, but it's easier if there's a big fucking hole there for the bear to go out. Then it's not going to wreck anything more climbing out.
I think that big freaking hole is there. Obviously, it went running down the thing. Turned out to be a mother cub that had broken into her house by removing a window screen. Jumped in and out of the screen. She said the bears ate a box of donuts that had been left on the kitchen counter. Right? She said that she made loud noises and the bear left. This woman was asking to be eaten. All right?
Yeah, because she lives in California. No need about the bear.
All right. I mean, this is something you need to be aware of. Leave the bears alone.
This is why a lot of most homes, from what I've heard in bear country, have really secure fucking grills on their windows.
You would think that, yeah, there would be something a little bit tougher than just a screen.
Yeah.
Especially
Unless
leaving a box of donuts out for the bears. If you're gonna leave the box of donuts out, put the box of donuts in the front yard. All right.
Yeah, unless these bears had a crowbar.
They're not those kind of bears yet. All right. The
Don't know with CRISPR
bears.
virus.
We're having more and more encounters with bears as people try to move into the country.
And
But
set
let me tell you,
fires.
the problem is with people like this is, I made loud noises. Why would you intentionally make noises to try and scare the bear? Unless you're trying to shoot the bear with a gun. Okay?
Okay, who just left?
Jensen did.
Oh, Jen's off.
Wax on, wax off. Right?
Jen's on, Jen's off.
I'm waiting for Jensen to come back, folks. We've been having internet issues periodically, day in and day out.
What's this free business, white man?
Well, you were having a mic issue, right?
Yeah, that was yesterday. And that was because of fucking stupid Windows 10. Welcome back, Jensen.
Thank you. Everything just shut down on me, and I don't know why.
You live in London, right?
Yeah.
You probably had a little power glitch.
Hey,
That's actually-
speaking of which, you guys don't use AC, right? So this kind
Correct.
of hot weather is just I know
Killing us.
it's miserable and stuff. But does your energy usage increase like it does in the U.S.?
Decreases.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, it increases because of
Yes.
the use of fans.
My part of the country, it actually decreases because you don't need heating. And yeah, just open the fucking windows.
Fair point.
You forget we're close to the coast.
Yeah.
Is that
So
so you get
it's
a nice
breezier.
cool sea breeze coming in?
Well, not sea breeze by the time it gets to where I live, but yeah, it's generally breezier.
Yeah.
Plus, it's hilly up here as well, so that helps.
Yeah.
Why does it being hilly help?
One of those winds and stuff tend to be hilly, windy where it's hillier.
Never
Don't know
noticed,
why.
Never noticed that. I've always hated wind, to be honest.
Well, maybe you should use an antacid.
Well,
wait
the
for that joke.
problem with wind, the problem with wind here in the desert is sandstorms. Sandstorms suck.
Yeah. Right. The problem with wind with you, Nomads, we all know it causes that giant red spot, doesn't it? You knew I was angling for that, didn't you?
Oh, God, you could see that one coming, yes.
Yes, so good, Cassini.
Oh, good grief! All right, that's all I've got for the day. All right, I hope
But
everybody
one thing
enjoyed
I've got to, I mean, it's been in the news for over a year now, but that's something you really have to congratulate the United States on.
Go on.
Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. The longest lasting pieces of technology that the human race has ever built, and also the furthest travelling and fastest travelling. The sheer wealth of information they're still providing is a monument and should be recognised.
Fair? Yeah?
Well, I
Can't
could have
disagree there.
now I could have done a story, right,
Mhm.
about how the James Webb telescope,
Oh, yes.
how there are people in NASA that are upset that the name it's called James Webb, so they want to name it they want to name it Harriet Tubman.
Why?
Because they considered James Webb as being a person who put in a policy when he was in NASA that got a gay man fired.
Oh.
Right.
Wow.
Now, honestly, so they say that he's a homophobe. He was a homophobe. Now, what people who don't know anything about having a clearance don't know is there are sensitive areas where they will ask you, "Are you gay?"
Because it puts you at risk in a
Correct.
security manner. Actually, that program I keep going on about that for all mankind. Well, yes, we've got a female president in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
but she's a former astronaut, right?
Okay.
Her and her husband, because they had to hide the fact they were both gay, right?
Okay.
But there's this guy. He's been having an affair with the president's husband, right? And he's telling one of his friends about it, and this guy is he's basically getting in touch with the reporter about it as soon as he hears about it. So even in a modern show, they're aware of this.
Yeah. So the reason was is if you say that you were gay, right, nothing's going to happen to you, right? They were just like, okay, as long as you already, because that removes the ability to be blackmailed away.
Yeah.
But if you say no and they later find out that you were and you were hiding it, you are now a security risk. And NASA at that time, I mean, you're talking about a space race with the Russians. So of course the guy was freaking fired. Now, a court overturned it, a leftist court overturned it, which was stupid. But regardless, okay, these are the reasons these things happen. To not give full context, the problem with all this crap from the left is, for the most part, it's all either innuendo based or it's leaving out relevant facts to try and play upon your emotions. And you moderates should know better, because you are the easiest ones to play. All right? Because they play on your sympathies and then you fall right on line with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never ask relevant questions of a leftist, because see, then you'll be that might cause a bit of aggression, and that might cause a bit of conflict, and we can't have conflict.
Well, that's me out the running. I'm not. I can't be moderate because you just said play on your I don't have any sympathies.
No, I don't. Have I ever called you a moderate?
Possibly, but I can't remember.
No, actually, I don't think he ever has. He's called you lots of things, but I don't think he's ever called you a moderate.
Called me a hippie once. I remember.
Oh, no, yeah, but that's not a moderate.
No.
For some
I had
reason,
to correct him and said, no, I used to be a metalhead, but I'm not a hippie.
It's interesting because I haven't called Jenson a hippie. I don't know why.
I mean, hippies believe in love and peace. I just think that makes them easy targets.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons why I haven't called him a hippie.
Well, yeah. I don't think love and peace really applies for me now, does it? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you do love a peace, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Peace there, peace there.
Yeah,
as long as it's put on the fryer and cooked nicely.
Pieces, body parts, same old.
What's the difference? Yeah.
He turns pieces into feces.
As things
Is this
go.
fair?
All right, that's everything that I got. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream unless you guys have something else to say. Goodbye, everybody.
I think that pretty much all of it.
I have something to say.
But
That's it. It's over. Bugger off. Don't you have homes to go to? Good night.
Okay. Bye, everybody.